common sense to Olympia and kick Jay Inslee's butt out of the office, or what? Are we ready to re-elect President Donald Trump? Yes! We're doing it! Absolutely. Thank you all for being here. What a great crowd. What a beautiful day, right? Yeah. I am so happy that we are going to get Jay Inslee out of office. It's going to happen. We're having rallies, multiple every day. We were in King County for a rally last night. We're going to be in King County for a rally tonight. And there are hundreds of people coming out to Culp for Governor campaign rallies. And a lot of them are standing in the meet and greet line and telling me that they're Democrats. They've been lifelong Democrats. But they're sick and tired of seeing what's going on in our state and in our country. And they're sick and tired of the left-leaning politicians standing by and watching it happen, or not even recognizing that anything is wrong. They're done. They feel like the Democrat Party has taken a hard left turn and left them standing in the middle of the road. And they hear the message of law and order, of a government that follows the Constitution and the rule of law. I had no idea back in 2018 when I stood up for citizens' rights that it would lead me to being right here, out of a field of 36 candidates for governor, being the Republican nominee to take on Jay Inslee and kick his butt out of office.
Yeah!
But I am up for the challenge. I don't give up. I don't give in. I don't care what they throw at me. I'm going to fight like no one you have ever seen. And we are going to take it to him.
Right on.
I'm doing radio and TV interviews every single day, spreading the message. I was on radio the other day in Seattle, and I challenged Jay Inslee to a debate. This was 2 weeks ago. I challenged him to a debate in person on the same stage, not behind a computer screen so he can have his high-paid consultants tell him how to answer questions. But in person, I told him he could be as far away from anybody he wants to. He could even wear 2 masks if he needs to. And we haven't heard one peep out of his campaign about that challenge. I think he's stuck in the basement with Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous the way things have been running in this state for a long time. 35 years since we've had a Republican governor. And it's about damn time, yeah? The message that I'm spreading, especially around King County, is that when our government follows the rule book, follows the Constitution, which tells our government what it can and can't do, then everyone is protected equally. It doesn't matter your age, your sex, your religion, the color of your skin, your education, or your income. Everyone is protected equally under the law. That's the way this country was set up. They're seeing what's happening when we have a government and a governor that acts outside of the rule of law and outside of the constitutional powers that we have given the government, and they don't like it. Jay Inslee's arbitrarily deciding which businesses can go to work and which can't, and from week to week we don't know what his next edict is going to be. He has paid consultants $160,000 a week of taxpayer money on a no-bid contract to advise him on COVID. $160,000 a week, and he's doing that because he declared a state of emergency. He doesn't have to get bidding for anything. That's absolutely unacceptable. Common sense tells us what to do with this virus, right? Instead of shutting businesses down and telling others they can stay open, a governor that respects the rule of law, respects citizens' rights, would have press conferences with medical professionals to explain to all of us what's going on, what we should do to protect ourselves, make sure the supply chain is as open as possible for equipment that's needed, and then let free individual citizens decide what's best for themselves, their family, and their business. That's how you govern free people in a free state in the United States of America. We are Americans. We are free people. And I will be a governor that recognizes that, understands the role of government, which is to be the servant of we the people, not our master. We know how to be safe. No one cares about our health more than we do personally, right? Jay Inslee acts like the virus knows which buildings it can go into and which it can't go into because he said so. That doesn't make sense to anyone. Absolutely not. I talked to a lady a couple days ago. Her name's Jody. She runs the Rescue River Ranch at Leavenworth. She rescues animals. She has over 100 of them. Horses, cows, pigs, goats, you name it, she's got it. And she takes care of these animals that she rescues. And she makes income to pay for the feed and the vet bills by having families come and tour through and see the animals. Right? Jay Inslee shut her down. The health department warned her if she doesn't shut down Monday, she would be fined $10,000 a day. This is a single mother trying to hold on to her farm, trying to help animals. If you get a chance later, check out our Facebook page, Rescue River Ranch. It's out of Leavenworth. This is the kind of crap that Jay Inslee's doing to citizens all over this state. Bob the Barber in Snohomish County. Yeah. He's been fined $90,000 for cutting one person's hair at a time. That's Jay Inslee doing that. It's absolutely unacceptable. This man has been in business since the 60s, cutting one person's hair at a time, but you can go to an abortion clinic, a pot store, or a big box store, according to Jay Inslee, but he's going to fine an American veteran for cutting one person's hair at a time and shut down Rescue River Ranch, a single mom trying to make it with her kids. Unacceptable. And then he gives millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars to foreigners through the employment security scam. It's unacceptable what's going on. It's bad leadership. It's bad management on the part of Jay Inslee. I've been in leadership position my entire life. At 19 years old, I joined the United States Army. I became a sergeant. I went through drill sergeant school and I trained civilians to be soldiers. After that, I ran my own business in the Olympia area for over 20 years. I built that business up from nothing. And after 20 years, I realized my childhood dream and became a police officer at the age of 49 years old. Sold my business to my youngest son, who's still running that business to this day. The left wants to defund the police. I have not heard anything more idiotic lately than defunding the police. We need to defend our police. During the riots, Jay Inslee sent our young men and women in uniform into a violent situation without the means to protect themselves or other people. As governor, I understand that people have the right to peacefully protest, right? We have the First Amendment right to peaceably assemble, speak our mind, go to the church of our choice. We are exercising our First Amendment right now, right? Doesn't it feel great? But when it turns violent, when people start looting stores, lighting buildings and cars on fire, throwing rocks and frozen water bottles at our police, that is no longer a First Amendment right. That's a crime. It's called a riot. And those people that are committing those crimes need to be arrested and put in jail. That's what will happen when I'm governor. The governor is the commander-in-chief of the Washington State National Guard. Even though Jay Inslee's never spent one day in uniform, I have. I have trained National Guard and Reserve trainees. I know the training that they go through. And they are more than capable of shutting down riots if they are just let loose to do their job, just like our police. As governor, our first responders and our military will be honored. And if there's a riot when I am governor, they will be sent in there with the means to protect themselves and the orders to shut it down and arrest the criminals. That's how you deal with a violent situation. In 1983, I spent 1 year overseas serving my country as a sergeant in the U.S. Army. I was stationed in South Korea, had to leave my wife and 2 little boys, and I didn't see them for 1 year. In fact, 2 days over 1 year. This was back when we didn't have the internet, and your way to communicate was with a pen and a piece of paper and an envelope and a stamp. Remember that? Some things happened over there that made me very, very proud to be an American, and it stuck with me. And I want to share this little story with you right now. When I was over there, we had a joint exercise that involved the South Korean forces, every branch of their military, and the United States military, every branch. It was called Team Spirit. And I was there in 1983. And we would get in convoys to travel across South Korea on the dirt roads. And there were small villages that dotted these country roads. And every time our convoy would come close to a village, all of the people that lived there, including the little kids and the old people, would line up alongside the road when they heard the convoy coming. And they'd have big smiles on their faces, and they'd be waving with one hand. And in the other hand, they would have a little American flag. And they'd just be smiling from ear to ear as we drove by in that convoy. You know, they didn't care what our religion was. They didn't care what our political affiliation was. They didn't care anything about us, whether we were men or women. They just knew that we stood for the greatest nation in the history of this world, the United States of America. And seeing the smiles on their faces and the little American flags just made me very proud to be a representative of the United States. And we need to remember that here at home. It doesn't matter the color of our skin, our religion, our age, our sex, or our political affiliation. We are all Americans. And we need to remember that we are part of the greatest nation in the history of the world, and we have to stand up and fight back to keep it. Thank you all very much. God bless you, and God bless Washington State.
Thank you.
Culp! 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 Thank you, Loren Culp. So we got one more big speaker for you guys, a special treat, and I'm going to let Jim introduce him, but I needed to tell you guys something. Something that happened to me the other day, and since it's I put together the event, I took an extra couple minutes. What do you think of that? All right, so I'm driving down the road out here in Skagit. Anybody go out east in Skagit? The bikers down Highway 20 probably? So I'm out there, and I roll up next to this little girl, and she's got a box of kittens. And I got a farm. I got some pigs, I got some goats, I got some chickens, I got some rats. So I'm like, hey, I could use a kitten. So I asked the girl, I said, hey, can I have a kitten? And she says, oh, sir, there's something about these kittens you need to know. She says, these kittens are all Democrats. Ooh, right? I said, what? What are you talking about? There's no way these kittens, I'm leaving. You keep your kittens, right? A couple weeks later, I'm driving down the same road. I come across the same girl, and she's got that same box of kittens. I said, hey, what gives? She said, nobody wanted those kittens. I still have them. And I said, well, I still got rats. I said, I'll take a couple kittens. She says, oh, wait a minute, something's changed. I said, oh, now what? She said, well, these kittens are all Republicans. Yeah, right? I said, whoa.
what are you talking about? These kids are all Republicans. She said, yeah, their eyes are open. So what I want to say to you guys, is we need to, those kittens, those leftists and liberals, those kittens, it's not that they're bad people. Some of them are. But their eyes are closed. Their eyes are closed. We need to get out there and help them open their eyes. We need to get out there and help them see the real world, and that they need to participate in the real world, not destroy the real world, right? So it's up to us. And I implore parents, go strangle your freaking children and get them off the streets, because they're going to get shot. These kids are going to die like they have been, and then we're going to feel bad as parents because we didn't wrangle them in. So talk to everybody you know about that. All right. Second thing I want to say is, hey, we're about to make some drawings here. There's a cool M&P AR-15, brand new in a box, sitting at Skagit Arms over here, waiting for somebody's ticket to come out of the bucket back there. If you want to get in on that deal, you need to go talk to the ladies in the red shirts. It's pretty big deal, and all that money's going to go for important stuff. And there's some other things back there that they're giving away. That's all on them. I just wanted to remind you guys, if you want a cool gun, I should have bought more of them because I like guns. Don't ask me about my Second Amendment, right? But so that's where we're at. So I want to get Jim up here. He's going to tell you a little bit about our